This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Joey Styles is doing commentary at the time, and it seems like he's having some trouble adjusting to the WWE style, or at least whatever Vince wants. He did ECW pretty much the entire tenure by himself, but it's a big difference here in WWE. And Wade would write, Jim Ross was backstage at the last two editions of Raw. He filmed the Chavo Guerrero interview, of course, but he also worked behind the scenes coaching Styles on headsets. It was apparent in Styles' commentary that Ross was feeding him lines and helping him get in plugs at the right time. Styles had heat on him 2 weeks ago when, right before going to a commercial for the main event, he made an issue of whether Triple H and Edge could get along. He had been specifically told that on the final plug before the main event, the centerpiece should plug the perspective of the babyface. In this case, John Cena being in jeopardy because he would be facing two heels. It was considered an inexcusable mistake because he had been coached on what specifically to say and when. Styles is also criticized for writing too many note cards with exact language on them that he wants to say during a match, similar to Mike Tenay's style, including his clever, smart one-liners. When Styles first entered WWE, observers say he was very laid back and nonchalant about wanting the job, but deep down really hoped to get it. And once he got the contract, his cocky persona that he was known for in ECW showed itself more. So let's just tag out right there. Do you remember Jim coming back in and trying to get Joey up to WWE speed, whatever that may be?
Absolutely. Jim was coach for the play-by-play guys. Jim was coach for Michael Cole. Jim was a coach here for Joey Styles to just kind of teach him how to tell stories more. It is a lot different. It's a completely different animal from being in a one-man booth to a two-man or a three-man booth. It's difficult. Every time you add someone else, the difficulty level rises as well. So, it was a learning curve for Joey where he did everything. And I doubt Joey was very produced at all at ECW. So he goes from not being produced all of a sudden being very heavily produced, and it makes a difference.
What do you make of this context that they said that Joey's, cocky ECW persona reared its head, where maybe he was more all shucks at first, but now he's got an air about him. Did you see that or hear that?
I got to tell you, you mean backstage or in real life?
It's written here like it was real life, and I don't know him, but I can't imagine that.
I never really experienced Joey being anything but really nice. I find that one. Didn't see that. I found Joey to be very professional and pretty humble.
Let's also mention there's a lot of speculation abound. Here we go. Now, though, he has been humbled, not just from browbeatings by Vince McMahon, but the realization that he has a long way to go and isn't a good announcer yet in a WWE context. Apparently, Ross has said he doesn't want to take Styles' position since he's enjoyed the scale back schedule, but he is determined to do whatever he can to help Styles, short of being a surrogate announcer feeding him lines forever. Quote, if part of his WWE legacy includes helping to mold Styles into a decent announcer, he'd be proud of that. Ross will be treated like a legendary announcer brought in for the big shows at this point. Now that Styles has relocated to Stamford, Connecticut from Atlanta and signed a 5-year contract, WWE is going to give him a lot of opportunity to earn his keep. Why don't you think the Styles thing worked?
I think it did work for a little while. It's just, again, it was different. And I don't think it was a sustainable difference that, for whatever reason. And really and truly, I think that, had Joey not had other opportunities and different things that had come up that required his time, that Joey would probably still be there today.
Let's talk a little bit about Joey and his spot here. Was there anybody ever even considered, we're about to launch the ECW brand, I guess is what I'm driving to, but he's been sort of the voice of Raw. Was him moving over to ECW and the whole shoot quit thing, cause he does this work shoot thing on Raw and quits WWE, but then he shows up as the ECW announcer, rah, rah, rah. Had he really flourished and they felt like, God damn, this is exactly what we've been looking for, would that have still happened? Would they have stayed the course and moved him to ECW, Or would they have settled in and said, no, I know you did that before, but we need you here on Raw?
I think that for comfort, that the audience of the ECW audience would have not been comfortable with anyone else telling them their stories other than Joey Styles, if you had access to Joey Styles.
Right.
I think the outpouring of feedback would be, we want Joey Styles, because that audience just want what they had for those 3 years that ECW was in existence.
There's kind of a fun, I guess we'll talk about it some other time, but what do you remember of Joey's sort of work shoot promo? Was it something that he's allowed to have some freedom with? Is it all heavily scripted? I mean, it came off where it was the talk of the internet there for a few days.
Yeah, because it was scripted and it was all laid out for him.
Great stuff.
Great delivery.
Great delivery.
Yeah.
JR's going to return it back. Let my family save your family some cash. You don't need perfect credit. You don't need money out of your pocket, but we will save you money. It's not a matter if, it's a matter of how much. SaveWithConrad.com. Clash and return as the lead announcer of Raw, replacing Joey.
I just want to help Joey, but he just doesn't have it. I don't know who can replace him, but maybe if maybe I could sit in for the next 7-9 years and help him.
Well, that's what I wanted to get at. Is this almost a Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien situation where, okay, he's here and I'm going to help him, but I'm really going to help him on to Sci-Fi Network, and you go call that ECW bullshit and I'm taking Raw back?
I think, first of all, that as far as the ECW brand, that the ECW brand needed the voice of Joey Styles on it.
Yeah, I agree.
And second of all, I think that JR would want to be calling Raw until the day he died.
I can't argue that, I guess. All right, let's keep it moving here. Bruce is not very talkative for the third week in a row. Wade Kelly says, no, you're just doing Deposition Jones again, like Eric Bischoff did in the early days. I get it. You're stretched thin. You're tired. You're sleepy. You're stressed.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did all three. I can't do two and not say three.
My days working hard on the go, but the hands on the clock keep spinning too slow. I can't wait to go asleep in my bed tonight.
Hey, speaking of that song, have you had a chance to listen to My World with Jeff Jarrett yet?
No, I don't listen to your shit.
It's not my shit. It's his shit. You like him?
Yeah, it's your shit.
I don't talk very much. He talks a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, he talks a lot. Does he sing, though? I think we're going to save that for a big show.
Yeah, that won't happen.
What? We won't have a big show?
No, he's not a singer.
Well, I'm going to make him a singer.
Oh, you can't make him a singer. You're either a singer, like, well, what do you say? I got a brand new. I even forget the words right now.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.